from here. So my name is Tiffany, and I am the regional sales manager for Hurtigruten, and we are celebrating over 130 years along the Norwegian coast, which we are very proud of. So I am very excited to. Oh, that doesn't look good. What is going on here? That is very weird. Okay, well, let's pretend there's a map of Norway right there. Sorry about that. Let's dive right into Norway. And it already sounds like you ladies are pretty familiar with the product, which is good because it is a very unique experience, which makes it extremely special and authentic and unique. So, Norway, 5.5 million people live there. It's about 1.5 times the size of the UK. Two-thirds of the country is mountainous, over 35,000 miles of coastline, over 1,700 fjords, and over 50,000 islands. Two reasons why I mention this. One, this creates an incredibly beautiful coastline for us to enjoy on Hurtigruten. Absolutely spectacular. Second reason why I mention this is that it is very tricky to get from point A to point B in Norway because of the mountains, the fjords, and the islands. And that's where we came in. 132 years ago, back in 1893. All these little isolated communities along the coastline were isolated. It would take weeks, sometimes months, for them to get deliveries and shipments. So in we walked and we connected all these little dots, and really we became a lifeline to the coastline. And we are now ingrained into the history and culture of Norway. So we're very proud of that heritage, that history, and the expertise, knowing the coastline more than any other cruise line out there. So that shipping delivery service, the mail route, the milk run, then evolved into a ferry transportation service, which I know a couple of you are already booked on. So that ferry transportation experience then evolved into an international experience for international guests to come and enjoy and basically come along for the ride. So that is how we started. And this is where we are today. So we have our original voyage, the Coastal Express. Now, this is the one that the two of you mentioned that you are booked on. And I want to talk about the logistics real quick because it is not a normal cruise. So I see a couple new people have jumped on. So I want to make sure that you are aware that this is not a typical cruise. It operates like a ferry, but I know the word ferry can be a little off-putting, and it's not a ferry as we in North America know ferries. But it is kind of a ferry slash cruise hybrid. So we'll talk about that. How it works. We go from Bergen all the way up to Kirkenes and return. It's 12 days round trip or 7 days northbound. And we stop in 34 ports each way, 34 ports up, 34 ports down. So that means we're stopping about 4 to 5 times a day. We stop in the middle of the day and in the middle of the night. Most of the stops are short logistical stops because we're just pulling into town, we're offloading goods and guests, onloading the next round, and continuing on our way. Now, that being said, you might think, oh no, am I going to have time to get off the ship and enjoy these beautiful ports? Yes. Every day we have one extended stop where we do stop for about 2 to 4 hours. So that's more of the cruise component where you have that time to go off and explore on your own or do a shore excursion through us. There are also other opportunities where you can take a shore excursion from one port and then join the ship later in the day in another port. So the ship is off working, servicing the coastline while you're off having fun on a shore excursion. So plenty of time and opportunity to explore. So it's a really cool combination of ferry passengers because the Norwegians use our ships as local transportation. So the Norwegians will be hopping on and off along the way while we will be on for the entire coastline. So it's a really cool mix of people on board. So the one that Carolyn has chosen and that we have some special rates for you, it's a 12-day round trip out of Bergen. That's March 12th through the 13th. And this is on the MS Kong Herald, or the northbound 7 days, Bergen up to Kirkenes, March 2nd through March 8th. Now, the round trip, you're going to have a really great chance, very good chance of seeing the Northern Lights, which we'll talk about. But for the 7 day, if you want, in Kirkenes, there's the Snow Hotel that I highly recommend that maybe Carolyn will talk about, where you can maybe stay a night or two and increase your chances of seeing the Northern Lights in Kirkenes as well. So this is all about the Northern Lights. We are in the realm of the aurora. This is the prime time to see them. Norway is in an amazing position right under the auroral oval. As long as there aren't clouds, you're going to see the Northern Lights, and just absolutely incredible. And like Carolyn said, in March, you will be getting exponential amount of sunshine each day. So the days will be getting longer every day that you're cruising. So we even have our Northern Lights promise and the round trip Coastal Express includes this Northern Lights promise. This does not apply to the northbound, only to the round trip. But if you do not see the Northern Lights, if there are no occurrences, you get a free cruise the following year to try again. So we mean business when it comes to the Northern Lights. So let's talk about the ship and talk about the food in the cabins, and then we'll move on to the other voyage that we're looking at. So MS Kong Herald, about 500 guests. So nice and small ships. All of our ships are about 500 guests. They have to be small because we're going into all the little nooks and crannies, the little coastal villages, fishing communities, where big ships simply don't go. So you're going to get to see parts of Norway that others don't get to see. Now, life on board. This is slow, quiet travel. This gives you an opportunity to come on board and just breathe and take it all in. We don't have any major entertainment on board, no casino shows or anything like that. Instead, we allow the coastline to be the main attraction. We do have lectures every day talking about the different ports and different Norwegian topics. We've got hot tubs, fitness center, gift shop, and plenty of observation space in and around the ship. So this is educational, beautiful, relaxing, and immersive. It's also a charming way to travel because the Norwegians will be hopping off along the way, on and off. So you're going to get to see them embrace their loved ones as they come and go. So you're seeing a slice of life in Norway. This is truly a culturally immersive experience to really see the authentic side of Norway that you don't get to see with other cruise lines. You also get to taste a bit of Norway, or taste a lot of Norway, actually. We have what's called Norway's Coastal Kitchen. We locally source 80% of our food from the coastline. So every day we're bringing on fresh food. A lot of fish, I will tell you. If you like fish, you will be in heaven. If you like cheese, you will be in heaven. We've got cheese morning, noon, and night. But tour guide is the main dining room. This is all included. For breakfast and lunch, you'll have your buffet, and then sit down dinner at night for dinner. Vegan, vegetarian fish and meat options at every meal. We do have two other dining venues. These are not included. These will be at an additional charge. This is our bistro. This is where you can get your comfort food, like your pizzas, your cheeseburgers, your sausages, sandwiches, that kind of thing. But as you can see from the pictures, the ships are just beautiful and charming and cozy, like a little boutique hotel. We even have fine dining. I know they're a little bit dressed up, but everything is super casual on board. So leave the heels, leave the dresses, everything at home. We've got Kaisten. This is a fine dining option for dinner at an extra charge. Then we've got our little baked goods spot, specialty coffees, local gelato. And now we can, sorry, I usually show the Explorer Lounge here too. We do have a bar that also has floor to ceiling windows to enjoy the views while you're enjoying a cocktail as well. So those are some of the public areas. And now I'm looking at the cabins. So we do have two whole suites on the Kong Herald. So really nice and spacious. That is the Expedition Suite. Otherwise, we do have non-suite categories. And these cabins, there's no way around this. They are cozy. Cozy and intimate and practical and functional, but they are well maintained, modern. They've got the Norwegian themed art there, but really you're just going to be sleeping in these cabins. If you're wanting to spend a lot of time in your cabin, then this might not be the right cruise for you because you're going to be out and about, enjoying the ship, enjoying the ports. And that's polar outside. We also have polar inside as well. So what is included in that cruise fare? So basically everything except for shore excursions and drinks. You do get to choose your cabin number. You get all of your meals in that main restaurant tourette. You get to choose your dining time. You do get tea and coffee, drip coffee, not espresso, but tea and coffee, 5G Wi-Fi, ship facilities and activities. The expedition team are the ones that do the lectures. They manage the shore excursions. There's a photographer part of the team, so you can ask for tips and tricks. Port charges, taxes, and fees are all included. And gratuities are not expected nor added. So you're not going to see a daily gratuity added on your bill. So all of these items are included in the bottom line of your cruise fare. So the only thing additional will be shore excursions and drinks. Oh, I forgot the Northern Lights Promise. The NLP Northern Lights Promise is also included with that round trip departure. So let's take a look at the pricing for these. So we've got the round trip, 12 days, leaving March 2nd. So double occupancy starts at $23.06 per person USD. You do get an onboard credit of 600 Norwegian kroner. That's about 84 Canadian dollars. If you're a solo and or you want your own cabin, it's only a 20% supplement. That's a special rate just for Carolyn, for the JourneyWomen, for the journeying women of the JourneyWomen. And just so you know, we were able to secure some really great rates for you. The public rates right now are starting just about $2,900, so you're getting a 600 USD discount on this. So those are the rates for the round trip. And then we've got the northbound Bergen to Kirkenes. This is 7 days. This is the first half of that full round trip that we just mentioned. So this one starts at $2020. Those are the starting rates for an inside cabin. This one includes a 300 NOK, a Norwegian kroner, which I forgot to put is about $41 CAD. 20% single supplement for this one. And for this, the public rates start about 23, 24. So you're getting about a 300 USD discount here. For singles, there is limited availability for this 20% single supplement. I think there's still some availability on all of these, but once they book out, they will book out. So if you are interested in this and you want a solo supplement, a solo cabin, then I do encourage you to book as soon as you can. Okay, we're going to switch gears from the Coastal Express to our signature voyage, the Svalbard Line. So the Svalbard Line is more of a traditional cruise. This is not a ferry or a working ship. This is more of that traditional cruise format where it's one port per day. So you get a little bit more time in port. We stop for about 4 to 6 hours in each port every day. We've got a port stop. The culinary experience is a little bit more elevated. The overall experience is more of an elevated experience, like an upper premium, not luxury, but just right below that. We do include drinks here, non-alcoholic drinks and alcohol, beer, wine, and most spirits are all included. Excuse me, and a little bit more of enhanced onboard programming, but still the same concept with it being educational focused and slow, quiet, relaxing, beautiful travel. So the Svalbard line, let's take a look at this itinerary. This is 15 days round trip out of Bergen, leaving June 2nd on the MS Midnatt Sol. There's also the half voyage, the northbound, 8 days, Bergen up to Longyearbyen. Now, Longyearbyen is a port in Svalbard, and we're going to talk about Svalbard here in a second. And that is June 2nd through June 9th, and you would be disembarking in Longyearbyen. From Longyearbyen, you could stay a night or two, extend and explore more of Svalbard, and then fly back to Oslo. And from Oslo, you would fly home. about a 3-hour flight from Longyearbyen to Oslo, nonstop daily flights. So Svalbard, not sure if you ladies are familiar with Svalbard. It is about halfway from Norway, between Norway mainland and the North Pole. So it's about 800 miles from the North Pole. So this is polar travel. This is the northernmost settlement and airport in the world. So there are no humans further north than Svalbard. It is extremely remote. It is the land of extremes. They have the midnight sun for 4 months. 4 months out of the year, from mid-April through mid-August, the sun does not set. But guess what they have on the flip side? The polar night. They've got the polar night for 4 months out of the year where the sun does not rise. So it is a fascinating place. Longyearbyen and Ny-Ålesund are the two ports here. That top middle picture is the entire town of Longyearbyen. There's about 2,500 people that live here year round. It is a destination for active travelers. Also, science and researchers are here. There's a little bit of mining still happening. So it's a really, really interesting place. But you can go. This is where active travelers will go. And if you are interested, you can do some kayaking, hiking, rib boat safaris, dog sledding, or just walk around and enjoy the beauty of Svalbard. So this is happening on the MS Midnight Soul. She also carries 500 guests. So this is nice and small ship cruising. She is going into a full refurbishment in May. So right before this sailing, she is going to be all spruced up and looking her best in June. So for those of you joining this one, you're in for a real treat coming on board. So I don't have actual pictures of what she's going to look like, and I don't have any renderings yet. Instead, I'm going to show you her sister ship that she is being modeled after. So this is ideally what she will be looking like. So a little bit more of an elevated feel to her. We have a 2-story panorama lounge. This is also the bar, floor to ceiling windows, plenty of observation opportunities here. Lecture hall, because there are going to be lectures, a focus on education and enrichment, a sauna, fitness center, gift shop, library, and plenty of observation space in and around the ship. This is still slow, quiet travel. You're going to see people reading books, playing games, doing puzzles, maybe just enjoying the scenery as you sail along. Here we also have Norway's Coastal Kitchen. This is also where we source 80% of our food from the local suppliers. But here on the Troll, on the Midnight Soul, on the signature voyage, the Svalbard Line, the culinary experience is going to be a little bit more elevated. So the dining rooms are a little bit nicer. The menus are a little bit more expanded. You get 2 included dining venues. Also, the drinks are included, so all your non-alcoholic drinks, but also your beers, all that wine. There's over, I think there's like 25 wines that are included, and most of your spirits are included as well here. So, same concept with the vegan, vegetarian, fish and meat options, and cheese as well. And then we have Brasserie Aran, Arran. Now, Aran is a Sami word. Now, Sami people are the indigenous folks in Norway that have been roaming the northern parts of Scandinavia for thousands of years, and their entire culture revolves around reindeer. So guess what's on the menu? Reindeer, yes, little poor Rudolph. But also king crab. You can have a king crab feast. That would be at an extra charge, but definitely really, this is for those foodies out there that are open to having unique culinary experiences. But you will see some cheeseburgers, one of the best cheeseburgers I've had. So juicy, so good. We also have mussels and crab cakes, so some of those familiar items too. And then we have roast. This is also for the foodies who like to try fun things. This is mainly reserved for our sweet guests, but our non-sweet guests can also book in to roast at an extra charge. This is breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the sweet guest. And this has been compared to a Michelin star restaurant. That's how amazing this experience is. It is a 5-course dinner. Each course is a surprise and delight. You don't get the menu, so you're not sure what's coming next, but that's all part of the fun. And as you can see, each dish is a work of art. Then we have the 1893 bar in honor of our birth year. So we can get some handcrafted cocktails at an extra charge, or you can get your free beer, free wine, and most of your spirits for free here too. Now let's take a look at the cabins. We do have our owner suite. This is our top suite category with a almost a full wraparound balcony. Our expedition suite, grand suite with a big, beautiful bay window. A little mini suite, so you still get the suite benefits, but at a lower price point. Then once we're out of the suites, the cabins do get a little bit cozier and intimate, like we talked about. The bedding is fixed, so you want to make sure that you're getting the right bedding that you want, either a queen bed or twin beds. And this says Trollfjord because these are actual pictures from the Trollfjord, but this is ideally what the Midnatt Sol will be looking like. Now the inclusions here, the main difference is the drinks. So we include basically everything except for shore excursions on the Svalbard line. So unlimited beer, wine, and most spirits served starting at 12 p.m. Unlimited non-alcoholic items as well. You get the dining in both Flora and Iran versus just the one on the Coastal Express. 5G Wi-Fi, expedition team, gratuities are not expected nor added. And the port charges, taxes, and fees are all included in that bottom line. And you also get some culinary demonstrations and food tastings here on the Svalbard line. So let's take a look at the special pricing we got for Carolyn. So the 15-day, the round trip, starting June 2nd, running through June 16th. Double occupancy starts at $39.22 USD. Now remember that bottom line includes everything except your shore excursion, so it is pretty much all inclusive. But look at the extra value you're also getting with the 1,700 Norwegian kroner. That's about 240 Canadian dollars. You also have a shore excursion included here, the North Cape and King Crab experience, which is about 328. That's actually USD, I forgot to mention. So I don't know, is that about 400 Canadian dollar value right there? Here we also have the 20% single supplement with very limited availability. And here, the normal rate right now for anyone not booking through JourneyWoman, the rates would be at least 4,800 USD. So look at that discount, a $900 discount USD. So really great rates here for Carolyn and for you to enjoy. Then we've got the half voyage, the northbound, Bergen up to Longyearbyen, where you could extend and spend some more time in Svalbard and then fly to Oslo and then fly home. So here the price is $26.15 USD per person. Here you would get a 300 knot, that's $42 CAD. 20% single supplement, again, limited availability. And the prices for this one are about $3,300 USD. So really nice discount here too. So you're lucky you've got this amazing hookup with JourneyWoman. And that concludes it. I just want to make sure that you are aware that you do need a book by the end of the year. These prices are only good till the end of the year, but also there's limit if you're solo, the solo supplement is very limited. So you might come in December 31st, that price might be valid, but there may not be any availability for the solo supplement. So just want to make sure that that's clear, not have any disappointment. So